Hello, this is a beginner video on how to hold your hook and hold your yarn, as well as teaching you how to recognize and match your yarn choices to the hook size. So I have a buoy hook and it's a US 9 or I hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. So it means it'll give you 5 around. So in this area right here, this circular in the barrel of the needle or the crochet hook, it'll give you a if you were to measure the stitch that came off of this hook, it would be about 5.5 millimeters. All right, so in the one of my previous videos, I showed you how I hold my crochet hook, and the way in which I'll do that, I'll move the yarn out of the way for now, and I typically pick the hook up, then I grab this part of the hook, and this is how I typically hold my crochet hook. All right, so now for us to match our crochet or the thread or the yarn that we are using, this is a I love this yarn, and I actually really do love this yarn, and it's a really nice yarn to crochet. It's kind of light, well, it's actually a medium. So let's take a look at the label. All right, so we have a medium 4, so that's the way that you would be able to determine what size crochet yarn or thread do I have. This is 100% cotton. It's 3.5 ounces, which is 100 grams. A lot of time when you're making projects, the most important measurements here is the yardage and or the meters. So you'll notice that the manufacturer said to use a 5 millimeter knitting needle in case you're knitting, which is about a size 8 and a size 6 for the UK. And if you're crocheting, the recommendation is for you to use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, which is a size 9. In the UK, that's a size 5. All right, so again, I want to show you that in this particular hook, it says it is an I, because previously they go by the alphabet, so it ranges from I to the largest I have seen is an N. I do actually have a larger hook, and I'll show that to you, but that does not have a size. So anyway, it's known as an I hook, which is also known as a 9 hook. But then if you wanted to know what was the size stitches that you would typically get from this crochet hook, it would be a 5.5 millimeters. So now we know that our hook and our thread matches. And I would say that you can actually go up or down a size depending on the type of fabric that you're trying to create. So it's recommendation, but you can experiment and see what works for you and the type of drapage of the fabric. All right, so I'm going to just move this out of the way, and what I want to show us is how do we hold the thread. So I showed you how to hold the hook, and the way in which I do that again is I pick up the hook, I flip it around like a pencil, and I use the pads of my finger and the flat part of the needle to hold that, and that's how I stabilize the crochet hook in my hand. I'll put that aside. And what I want to show you now is how to hold a crochet thread. So this is usually known as the tail end of the crochet thread, right? Or the yarn. And the way in which I wrap the yarn around my hands is I usually take my fingers like this. This is how I hold it, right? So I just wrap that around my pinky finger and I leave that like that. So if you notice this tail end, as long as it is, let me make it shorter so it could stay in frame. So this tail end is the front of me, and this is the back of me, and this way I get to pull and create the same tension. So that's why I like to wrap it around my pinky finger. Now there are other ways that you can hold the thread, and I also like to hold the thread here as well to create a more stable foundation for when I am beginning to crochet. All right, so in the next video, I will show you how to put these two things together of holding your hands, holding the needle, sorry, holding the thread in your hands and teaching you how to make a foundation stitches or your crochet chain stitch using the both methods of holding your hands as well as holding the thread. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.